Every evening at exactly 7:15 p.m., Laura Bennett ran the same trail. It had started as a simple habit, a way to clear her mind after work. The trail ran through the edge of Brookfield Park, a long looping path that wound between tall trees, small hills, and an old wooden bridge over a narrow creek. During the day it was busy: joggers, dog walkers, families with strollers. But in the evening, especially after sunset, the trail became quiet, sometimes almost empty. Laura liked it that way. The first time she saw the man was on a Tuesday. She was halfway through her usual route when she heard footsteps behind her. Light, rhythmic running. At first, she didn't think much about it. Lots of people used the trail. But the footsteps stayed behind her, perfectly matching her pace. Laura glanced back quickly. A man was jogging about 30 feet behind her, tall, thin, wearing dark running clothes. His hood was pulled up. She gave a polite nod and looked forward again. Just another runner, nothing unusual. But the footsteps stayed there, the same distance, the same pace. Every time Laura sped up slightly, the footsteps sped up too. When she slowed down, they slowed down. Laura frowned. That was strange. Most runners either passed or fell behind. They didn't stay exactly the same distance. She glanced back again. The man was still there, 30 feet behind her, running at the exact same pace. Her stomach dropped. This time she stopped running. The footsteps stopped too. The man stood there on the trail, watching her. Laura caught her breath. "Hey," she said casually. The man didn't respond. He just stared at her, then slowly turned around and ran back down the trail again, exactly like the night before. Laura watched him disappear. Her pulse felt strange now, faster than it should be. The third evening she almost didn't go, but she told herself she was overthinking it. People run, people repeat routes. Maybe he just liked the same schedule. Still, when she arrived at the trailhead, her stomach tightened immediately. The man was already there, standing beside the path, waiting. Laura slowed her steps. The man stood near the start of the trail, looking down the path. When he noticed her approaching, he smiled. It was a small smile, calm, almost polite. "Evening," he said quietly. It was the first time she had heard his voice. Laura forced a smile back. "Evening." Then she stepped onto the trail and began jogging. A moment later, the footsteps started again behind her. Laura's heart began beating faster. She increased her pace. The footsteps increased. She slowed down. They slowed too. 30 feet. Always 30 feet. Never closer, never farther. Laura turned her head slightly. "Do you always run this route?" she asked. No answer. She glanced back. The man was looking at her, but he wasn't breathing hard. He wasn't sweating. He looked perfectly calm, like he hadn't been running at all. The trees grew darker as the trail curved deeper into the park. Night was settling in. Laura could hear only two things now: her breathing and the footsteps behind her, 30 feet away. Always 30 feet. She sped up again. Her legs burned, but the distance never changed. The man remained exactly where he had been, like he was tied to her movement. Finally, Laura stopped completely. The man stopped too. They stood in the middle of the trail. The forest around them was quiet. Laura turned around slowly. "Why are you following me?" The man tilted his head slightly. "I'm not." His voice was calm, soft. Laura gestured down the trail. "You run behind me every night." The man shook his head slowly. "No." Laura felt irritation rise in her chest. "Yes, you do." The man's smile widened slightly. "I run in front." Laura's stomach twisted. "What?" The man raised one finger, then pointed behind her. Laura turned around instinctively. The trail ahead was empty, just darkness between the trees. When she looked back, the man was gone. Laura felt her pulse pounding in her ears. She turned in a slow circle. The trail behind her was empty too. No footsteps, no movement, nothing. Then she heard something, not behind her, in front of her. Footsteps, running toward her, from the darkness ahead. Laura stepped back. "Hello?" The footsteps stopped. The forest became silent again. Laura waited, then slowly turned around to run back toward the parking lot. But the moment she started moving, the footsteps began again, behind her, 30 feet away, exactly like before. Laura sprinted. Her lungs burned. Branches snapped under her feet. The parking lot lights finally appeared through the trees. She burst out of the trail and ran straight to her car. When she looked back, the trail entrance was empty. No man, no footsteps, just darkness between the trees. Laura never ran that trail again. Weeks passed. Life slowly returned to normal. But one evening, she noticed something strange. Her running app had recorded her last route. The GPS map showed the trail loop, her path, perfectly normal. But there was another line on the map too, a second runner, following her path, exactly 30 feet behind for the entire run. But at the start of the trail, that second line appeared before she arrived, standing at the entrance, waiting. And at the very end of the run, the second line never left the trail. It kept moving, still following, long after Laura had already gone home.